This is Adrian Hart with your Southeast Colorado news on seconews.org. On Friday, August 22nd, the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office, Colorado Bureau of Investigation, and other public officials hosted a press conference with Colorado Governor Jared Polis to address the recent incident at Davis Mortuary in Pueblo, Colorado. The complete press conference video follows.
Governor?
Thank you. I was, of course, scheduled to be in Pueblo today and was hoping that we would just be having fun at the State Fair. And I, of course, will be attending the State Fair. And I just came from there where we celebrate our Centennial Farms and Ranches. But you never know when duty will call and our state, working with our county, working with the city, needs to step up and take action. And that's exactly what happened here. I did an executive order this morning that I'm going to be updating you on. And of course, the state is here to stand in solidarity with Pueblo County on two accounts. One is to make sure there's a thorough and complete investigation and that any violators of the law are brought to justice. We have Armando Saldate from the Colorado Bureau of Investigations with us here today. I would add that this is his first week on the job. But he has a lot of experience working with Denver and other jurisdictions and investigations, and I know that we can add value to the work of the Pueblo Sheriff's Office as well. And we are also here to make sure that everything we can do to support the continuity of services for Pueblo residents who suffer a loss in these coming days and weeks. With the executive order that I issued today, we stood up our state emergency operations plan, authorizing actions that are requested and that are needed. We moved some funds, $300,000 initially from the State Emergency Reserve cash to DEF. We authorized the Director of the Office of Emergency Services to allocate the funding. And of course, we support, stand by, and encourage Pueblo County officials and the Pueblo County Deputy Coroner to seek assistance from other counties. The state is in full support of that approach, and I want to express appreciation for the work in Fremont County and other counties that we hope are able to meet Pueblo County's needs in this difficult time. And I want to thank all of the people who do this work as coroners in the investigations. This can't be easy, and I think for most of us who are speaking today, even those who have seen some tough stuff, this will rank among some of the most difficult work that they do. And I want to thank our first responders and those on the front lines and those who will bear personal testimony and accountability for any of the crimes that were committed. I want to thank Sheriff Lucero, CBI Director Armando Saldate, DORA Director Patty Salazar, her team, county commissioners, we have two of them with us today, city and local leaders. We've been in very close contact over the last 36 hours and will continue to work in close partnership to get through this, to get through a successful investigation, and to make sure that we have continuity of services and do everything we can to provide those services and continue them here in Pueblo County. We understand the Deputy Coroner did deputize the Fremont Coroner last night, was looking to potentially deputize El Paso this morning. They responded to and have handled several new deaths overnight. It's important to know that on a regular day, there's usually a few people that pass away in Pueblo County. That's normal work. They need death certificates. They need to be certified. It's important for the families. It's important for the funerals. It's important for the estates. On rare occasions, it's important for a criminal investigation. But it is very important work that they do in what is often the darkest and most difficult hour for the families that have suffered that loss. And I really want to thank Fremont and El Paso County for stepping up and helping. This morning, I called for Pueblo County Coroner to resign immediately and, of course, urged that any crimes are fully investigated and, of course, prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We as a state will continue to stand by Pueblo County and provide robust and strong support for Pueblo County during this challenging time. Truly, our hearts across the state of Colorado are with Pueblo County residents, particularly those who might have a loved one of undetermined fate with regard to the remains. With that, I will turn it over to Sheriff Lucero.
This was found during a routine inspection that was part of some of the new legislation you signed in May of last year. The scene, I guess, the effectiveness, right? This was their first mandatory inspection. Does that lead you to push for more regulation in the funeral home industry here in Colorado?
Yeah, well, frankly, I'm really thrilled that the legislature passed and I signed this work that empowers DORA to do these kinds of inspections. This likely would have been discovered someday, but there could have been more victims had it not been discovered as early as it was. So the fact that we're now doing those inspections is relatively new because of course, challenges that we've had in the past with tragic events. And now that we have that in place, really, frankly, that shows that this is working and we're identifying these types of events, we hope, very rare, but earlier and able to take action earlier, which is what's occurring with the collaboration between Pueblo County, City of Pueblo, the state, CBI here now.
Are you going to be looking at more funding for DORA to continue to do more of these?
We'll make sure they have the resources they need to make sure that every Coloradan knows that when they contract for services, whether it's burial, whether it's cremation, that the remains are dealt with in an appropriate way, a respectful way, and that everybody gets what they are entitled to with their contract with the mortuary.
Another piece of legislation that changed was qualifications to run for coroner, and I know the sheriff mentioned looking at legislative changes as we're in this position now of who ultimately serves as coroner when private business is under investigation. Governor, do you see an opportunity? Is this time to discuss overhauling, electing coroners, how we have coroners in Colorado?
You know, I don't have a strong opinion on that one way or the other. Where I do have a strong opinion, and I think, frankly, we can agree needs to be reformed after this, is the way that you remove a coroner from office that is subject to a criminal investigation, unable to do their job. Currently, there is a petition and recall process, costly, time-wise, money-wise. There needs to be some way where, in conjunction, the commissioners, the state, the governor can act when needed to make sure that you have continuity of services for a very basic function that people rely on during life events.
But you don't have an opinion on, say, if the state should move to a medical examiner model?
No, look, I mean, there are states that have professional coroners, there are states that have elected. I don't know if that's the brunt of the issue here. There's plenty of time to discuss that, but there's two key things that need to occur here. One is a thorough investigation of any crimes committed with accountability to the families and to the public. The second is continuity of services for Pueblo County residents experiencing loss. So those are the two things we're focused on right now. We are open to a broad variety of ways to make sure that other counties don't face the same situation that Pueblo County is facing right now.
We have time for one more question.
Yeah, insofar as inspections, it's mentioned that this was the first annual routine inspection. So prior to that, did the mortuary just not have any inspections going on, or what did that look like?
Yeah, prior to this new bill, it was a largely unregulated field. And I think that we've all learned a lot over the past few years that, unfortunately, in any line of business, you know, whether it's banking, whether it's retail, whether it's insurance, there's always going to be people that seek to take advantage of other people. And that is no different in the mortuary business. I would add that almost everybody that works in the mortuary business is hardworking, honest, just like in most professions, good Coloradans. But just like any other field, there's going to be a few bad seeds. And we need to make sure we have the systems in place through Department of Regulatory Affairs that we now do to make sure that that in these, nobody takes advantage of people during their darkest hours.